Women, what do you find the most confusing about men? Why some men don't go to the doctor or dentist, unless someone else makes the appointment for them. Because if someone else makes appointment for me I feel obligated to go. But I don't care about myself enough to make the appointment myself, and I just learn to live with whatever the problem is. It's like reading my own mind. When they behave as the smartest man in the world and 5 minutes later as the village idiot. That's my father. Calculates the amount of days I was alive, inaccurate of 2 days while walking through Costco, drank laundry detergent. He was on the Tide Pod challenge before anyone else. What a trendsetter. Why do guys just sit in silence sometimes? I thought for a long time my boyfriend was sick of me, but he was just sitting there with his brain off. This bothered my ex a lot, and NGL it bothered me that it bothered her. Sometimes there isn't anything to say and it's totally cool just hanging out together, and enjoy that in itself. Or it can also be, as you said, just to switch off the brain. As a disclaimer, I'll admit that I'm very introverted anyways, but even within my male friend groups sometimes we just don't talk for a bit and it's still a good memory. I enjoy your company. Not talking, I don't understand why it's such a hard concept for people. The fact I'm there with someone means I want to be around them. How do I know they are interested in me? How do I make it known to them that I'm interested in them? I'm way too shy to confess face to face, and yet I also find confessing though a text insincere. Oh, you can say looking good today and I'll wonder the rest of my life if you were flirting or just being nice. I personally remember every time I've been complimented and I hold them dear to my heart. An elderly lady at the checkout at the liquor store told me I was better looking in real life than on my id, and I've thought about that multiple times a day for 3 weeks now. I've even told a friend about it. They barely complain, even on very important things they need to complain about. Probably due to parents that suppress the shit out of anything they ever say unless it's easy for them to handle. I just follow a flow chart. Can I fix it? If yes, fix it. If no, will complaining fix it? If yes, consider complaining. If no, don't complain. They like boobs to a level that can be pretty concerning at times. Lol. World cold and hard, titty soft and warm. And where did you do your doctoral work in philosophy? All I learned from this thread is that women are confused by things most guys don't even think about. Lol. Or why we can't find stuff. I wish I knew too. I can look at where I park, tell myself, I parked in X location of the parking lot, and still be completely clueless later as to where the fuck my car is. Thank you whoever invented key fobs, you're consistently a hero for me. This is also among other reasons why I started parking at the back of parking lots where it's empty. My GF is still baffled at the fact that I can just turn off my brain and not think of anything. There's a science museum where I live and there's a game you can play that uses brain waves. Basically it has a ball in the middle of the table that moves based on who has the least amount of brain activity at the time. And you want the ball to move away from you. You put on a headpiece and when both players are ready, they touch the 2 pads on the table with your hands. I'm currently undefeated at a record of 14-0. I'd kiff I'm dumb or if I just shut everything off, but life support. Lol. I'm a dude, but why do we all pretty much collectively enjoy digging random holes? Especially at the beach. Bruh, it's just satisfying AF. I can't explain it. Something good might be down there. How their crotch doesn't hurt when they run or go up the stairs. Like, even with underwear, you just have stuff hanging down there. I don't even have a large chest and it hurts to run regardless if I'm wearing a bra or not. My trick is having a tiny dick. It's a give and take kind of relationship. Not a woman, but I'm confused on why I want to dropkick an alligator. I'm with you on that. You can be completely oblivious to any mess in the house but can spot a wall has been brush painted in the wrong direction from 20 feet away. Wall is permanent, mess is temporary. Why do men always have the prettiest and longest lashes? As a dude with long lashes, if I was to curl them I'd be unstoppable. As a dude with long lashes, I do curl mine and they look magnificent. Some men have absolutely no problem picking after themselves at work, but forget how to do it the moment they step into their homes. I swear it's like a switch. How can you keep a whole workshop at work neat and tidy, but forget that the laundry basket exists? How I can tell my husband where something is, and he can look right at it and say, with certainty, it's not there. You know that meme, where a woman is thinking, he's probably thinking about other women, and in actuality the guy is thinking the most random of things. Yeah. That. I'm just playing out various countermoves if we were attacked suddenly by ninjas. Do you want to be safe or not? What if someone jumps on my car and climbs the roof and then enters from this window? What will I yell, do, hide, catch, push, etc.? You know, normal self-tier 1 security. Once upon a time my girlfriend sent me into a gas station to get her a can of Mountain Dew. So I go in and search all over the place, but they don't have single cans of Mountain Dew, only bottles. But then I see it. A 12-pack of canned Mountain Dew. Now in my guy brain she said can, so I was not coming out of that store with a bottle. When I go back to the car with the 12-pack she asked why I got 12 cans of Mountain Dew. I explained my logic and she started laughing uncontrollably. She brings this up all the time with other women when explaining how guys think differently. Mountain Dew tastes better out of a can than a bottle. You made the right call. The obsession with being the one who is the master of the barbecue. Monkey brain. Control the food, control the people. He who controls the barbecue controls the world. Why do you all think danger is fun? Same reason a lot of women like scary movies. It's adrenaline inducing. Women are only smart enough to get their adrenaline without putting themselves in danger. Men that are willing to pay a lot of money just for pictures of feet or boobs when porn can be free. Dicks, the way they work is confusing. Like I've been told they only react when seeing or feeling something they like, but I've also been told it will just decide to pop up randomly though the day with nothing. A year or so ago, I was spooning with an ex and napping. We both woke up to see him on my thighs and it was soaked through his underwear and I was like, wait, that's possible? Like I've been told they only react when seeing or feeling something they like. Definitely not true. They react to a lot of things, sometimes no one even knows what. I think most guys can empathize with them reacting to the wrongest thing at the wrongest time, which is even worse than the no reason random time ones. Why they can't find anything that is right in front of them? I swear to God I find everyone's things for them at work. This one actually frustrates me, a human man. When it happens to me I worry that I might have some kind of mental disorder. It's especially prevalent when it comes to finding things in the refrigerator. For whatever f***ing reason the bottle of ranch that is literally front and center is wearing Harry Potter's invisibility cloak to my eyes. If I ask my wife if we have something, and she says it's in the refrigerator, I will always take her word for it and go back and look until the ranch's visage is revealed to my special eyes. My wife calls this male pattern blindness. I suffer from it viciously, especially if the fridge is involved. Why they take such a long time to poop? Do you go in there when you actually need to go, or just because you think you might need to go so you just sit for a while to see what happens? As a woman, both kinds of trips to the toilet take the same amount of time for me. But every man I know makes pooping a 30-minute event. It's about sitting on my throne with some alone time. Reddit time. How they can just flip a switch and be a completely different person or turn their feelings off. And also why they think pushing someone away or treating them like they don't care won't make them leave. With the emotions one. Sometimes they can become too much to handle in a situation, so it's better to just turn them off. That said, it's only temporary and we still feel it later. My wife's biggest gripe is that I will spend time hiking, drinking, driving, whatever with friends I haven't seen in months, and when I get home I will have absolutely nothing to report back despite having talked solidly with them for 6 hours. My wife on the other hand will casually pass a friend in the street and within 10 minutes knows what they've done every day since they last spoke, the health and financial status of them and all other friends and relatives, and a forward-facing calendar for the next 3 months. It's funny though. All the bullshit we talk about as guys slowly leaks a bunch of personal information over time. You can tell that one guy isn't happy with his relationship, one guy is broke, One guy hates his job, one guy has a medical issue. You know all of this without really talking about it just because you spend quality time with them. Yet even we can't recount it directly, we just know it in the moment when we are with the boys. Damn, you really hit the nail on the head there. Rules seem to make you happy. My boyfriend plays a lot of tabletop RPGs and Battletech, and he's said before that he's not enjoying a game because I quote there aren't enough rules, it's all a bit confusing. Also follows for task C. Can you microwave X for me? No, that's confusing. Microwave X for 1 minute 30 seconds exactly. He's a happy man. How the dicks and the balls are stored in the underwear. To be honest, as a dude, I've never really thought about this. They kinda just fit. Don't really notice them sitting down and standing up unless your dick does one of those random, I'm gonna get hard now things. Also when things stick to legs. I find it confusing how men are so forgiving. It's one of the things I adore the most about men and find the most baffling. I'm learning now that men will get over things like 40 minutes after they happen and genuinely get frustrated and sad when their girls hold grudges. I've found that the people I've had falling outs with and was able to rekindle my friendships with were mostly all men. I also find it weird how men will fight each other and then be best friends the next day. Half the time it's because I forget about it and the other half is because I forget about it. The key to happiness is a shitty memory. Seriously, I forget about it almost as soon as it happens. If I didn't, well, let's not talk about that. I don't find this confusing, more sad. A lot of men aren't told how handsome, sexy, good-looking they are. I tell my husband how much he turns me on daily, and I feel like women get that all the time, but men, not so much. You are a blessing and are definitely making his day. I know my day brightens when I get a random compliment, whether it is on my appearance or my personality. Many of my past girlfriends would never compliment me and I would just feel empty, like I wasn't doing something right, but then turn around and ask why I am so obsessed with how I look or why I am trying to impress them. A lot of men live a really lonely life by design in our society. It is honestly sad. Is walking with something between your legs all the time annoying? It's not really between your legs, more like an accessory in front of them. Sitting can change that a bit, but I never really pay attention to my penis while walking. That we ain't going to the doctor but the limb has fallen off. I'll do something if it gets worse lol. My brother spent 3 days trying to walk off 2 broken legs from a skydiving accident. He just really didn't want to lose his r/never broke a bone membership. So many men I know pass off just this really chill vibe and they all seem to just be cool with each other. How TF do they do it? Not caring is much easier than caring. It's this. My wife is all up into the shit of every single person in our apartment building, and as such, is always pissed off with at least one of them. I wouldn't know half of these people's names if my wife didn't tell me, and I'd be perfectly content not knowing. Why pooping takes so long? Poop time is sacred, and while shitting you have absolutely zero obligations to anything past that bathroom door. Amen. When a guy will slip something very heartbreaking into a convo, like something an extremely abusive parent did or whatever, and he's talking about it very casually and you're like, holy fuck my dude, are you alright? But you can't actually say that or overreact too much because he'll never tell you anything again if you do, so you have to sit there and be like, ah yes, that sucks dude, but inside are like, sir, may I hug you please? I've learned a lot being married to my husband, but there's one thing I fail to understand in general. Why do you guys like to stare out the window so often? It's usually just going up to a window or looking out the front door, and you fall into a trance. What's up with that? Isn't this like 50% of the function of a window? Let's light in. Let's stare out. You might be right. I'm gonna stare out a window for an hour and think about it. I still don't understand dick pics. Do they really think we look at a picture of a dick, in terrible lighting, sweaty, untrimmed pubes, with your 10-year-old briefs and gym shorts pulled down, and go, oh yeah, this is it. I'm glad I didn't ask for this. The surprise during a fun conversation is so much better. What's really interesting for me is the guys who use someone else's dick pics. That has to be the god tier of incels. I've gotten those too. Where I'm like this clearly isn't you. Why the dick hole in the underwear? Is it truly more efficient to maneuver through a hole in your boxers than to just pull your pants down a little in the front? Is it a modesty thing for public? Please enlighten me. My wife along with her friends is amazed their spouses and I can fall asleep within a minute or two of my head hitting the pillow. I blame working a labor-intensive job, but I know some men don't fall asleep no matter what. She is also amazed that I can't properly load a dishwasher or put food away into the pantry. Why they won't buy a new wallet even though the one they're currently using is literally hanging by a single thread. It's Old Faithful. You don't give up on something just because it needs a little help. I always tell my wife if it's not, was not, moving, on fire, or naked I didn't see it. For more videos, like and subscribe.